The X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, the X-Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome back, everyone. This is the X-Zone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide toll-free 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone at xzoneradiotv.com on MSN Messenger. xzoneradiotv at hotmail.com and our website www.xzoneradiotv.com. Joining me this hour are Betty and Jeff. They are with Ghost Eliminators. Now, they're two mediums that make it their mission to fix or solve spirit problems, as in hauntings, spirit attachment, dark entities, readings, health issues, and more. They work extensively with the astral plane and lost souls. They have success in hundreds of house museum clearings in the Niagara area of Ontario, Canada. And Ghost Eliminators does free consultations for anyone that wants or needs to know who or what is going on in their environment. Joining me now is Betty and Jeff. Hey, guys, welcome to the X-Zone.
Hi, Rob.
Thank you. Hello.
It's great having you with us. What exactly is it that you do?
Well, what we do is we have people that call us usually have a spiritual problem in their house, a haunting, if you will, and things that go bump in the night, strange feelings. Maybe they'll see shadow people. And what we do is we'll come in and actually solve these problems and take these spirits out of their houses so that they can actually live in a peaceful kind of way.
Wow. Betty, how did you and Jeff get involved in doing the work that you do with Ghost Eliminators?
Well, I have always been able to communicate with my guides since about my earliest memories are about 7 years old. Mm-hmm. And when I met Jeff, one thing that I do for people is I'm able to get what their spiritual gifts are. So when I met Jeff, I was able to share with him what his spiritual gift was, and it kind of grew from there.
Now, how long has Ghost Eliminators been going?
Almost 15 years, a little over 15 years now.
And approximately, how many cases have you worked on?
Oh, Jeff.
Probably counting the Greater Toronto area and stuff. I mean, we've been to Ottawa, we've been all over the place doing work, probably 250, 300, maybe more.
My goodness. Jeff and Betty, how do you deal with people who say, come on, ghosts, it's all a matter of imagination?
Well, we just sort of let them have their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We don't try to push what we believe on other people, and we take it with a grain of salt. I mean, everybody's going to be skeptic in one way or another.
Right.
But sooner or later, you might end up calling us. So we've had a lot of cases where people are skeptic and they've knocked us down, but they've taken our card, and a year or so down the road, they've actually contacted us. And we've had clients where, say, the husband believes and the wife doesn't. And then the next thing you know, it's the wife that's calling because she's saying, I don't know what you people were telling my husband, but some of the things that he's been talking about have been happening. And now I need you in here because now I'm starting to hear the same things or feel the same things.
Betty and Jeff, you and I have to take a commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. First of all, thanks very much for joining us. Great talking to you. And X-Zone Nation, if you'd like more information on Ghost Eliminators, and if you'd like to find out more about Betty and Jeff, their website is www.healingcrystals.ca. That's www.healingcrystals.ca. And we'll be back on the other side of this commercial break in 2 minutes. We're going to be talking more about spirits. Why do some spirits bother to attach themselves to us? And much more. 1-800-610-7035, worldwide toll-free. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com, and our website, xzoneradiotv.com. By the way, the November issue of the X Chronicles newspaper is available. And to get a copy or to read it online, simply go to xzonepodcast.com, click on the link, and away you go, all with the compliments of our advertisers. We'll be back on the other side of this commercial break. Don't go away. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies.
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows.
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
Hello, I'm Justina Marsh, and with my dad Pete, we are going to present a new show called Too Good to Be True. Together, we are aiming to discover more truths about this world and beyond. Do you have unanswered questions about the world? Do you ever wonder about aliens, conspiracy theories, or the universe? There are many shows discussing subjects such as pyramids or UFOs, but we want to relay this information based on our own research, including from spiritual means. Hopefully, listeners will be helped with their own beliefs and will appreciate the psychic insights that add to the previous research and information. We both look forward to sharing this insight and beginning this journey with our listeners. Visit xzbn.net for more information about when to listen.
Well, sometimes you think you're alone, but you're really not alone, and our guests this hour certainly know that. They're with Ghost Eliminators. Betty and Jeff are our guests. www.healing-crystals.ca. That's healing-crystals.ca. Tell me something, Jeff. How do people know if they have spiritual issues or attachments?
Well, there's a spiritual attachment would be if they're acting really, really out of character.
Mm-hmm.
If normally they're a healthy, active, kind of go-get-'em kind of person, and then all of a sudden, for absolutely no reason, they'd be lethargic, depressed, very down, totally out of personality, maybe snappy with normal people that they wouldn't normally be snappy with, and there'd be no explanation for this. Now, that would be a classic case of this person having probably a dark entity attachment to them, and it's a lot of people will notice this, and the people that notice it are the people that usually contact us about it.
Now,
so
Betty, I'm sorry, Jeff.
No problem. So that we can come in and actually remove the attachment from this person, and basically 100% of the time, once we remove the attachment, it takes about 2, 3, 4 days for the person to sort of recover energetically, but then they'll sort of return to their normal self the way they were prior to the attachment.
Betty, how would a person get themselves attached to by a spirit or an entity?
Well, what I have found from speaking with some of the entities that are attached to people personally is that they tell me that a lot of times they will see a character trait in that individual that they themselves had. So, for example, if we'll just say that this spirit attachment was an alcoholic,
Right.
he would not attach to somebody like me who doesn't drink. He would attach to another alcoholic. So I'm seeing a lot of that lately. But it's usually there's a character trait that they can identify with the living person.
Now, I understand that alcoholics, are very vulnerable to spirit attachment because their defenses are down. Is this why there's a lot of ghosts and spirits that hang around in pubs and bars?
Absolutely. But not only that, what me and Jeff are finding over the years, this is almost like a conclusion that we have come up with, is it's the vibration of the person. When we are in a position where we're drinking all the time and we're not happy with the way our lives are going, we tend to vibrate at a lower level. And unfortunately, people on the astral plane are also vibrating at a lower level. And this would make sense if you think about it. A person who, let's take a monk, in prayer all the time, would be vibrating on a higher level, which an angel or messages would come clearer, faster, quicker, however you want to say it. And it's the vibration that we're finding. These people that are coming to us with these issues, they're vibrating very, very low.
So the lower the vibration, the more susceptible you are to spirit attachment?
Absolutely.
I would have to agree with that statement, yes.
All right, tell me, in your experience as both mediums and ghost eliminators, can spirits actually physically harm us?
Yes, absolutely. And the reason why they can is because they generate energy. And depending on how much energy they have generated, they can move things, they can shove us, touch us. But even simply to say that they can hurt us by just taking our energy, the body, in order to heal, in order to fight the flu, cancer, colds, whatever, we need a certain amount of energy. And if we have these etheric entities sucking from us, then the body just doesn't have the ability to heal itself from within.
When you and Jeff go out on your, can we call them exorcisms?
Well, some people do, and I don't mind that word, but the thing is that there's so much negative energy that is attached to that word. So we prefer to say clearing.
Oh, okay. So when you and Jeff go to a clearing, how do you protect yourselves?
This is something me and Jeff disagree on. And the reason why I say this is because I don't believe that there is such a thing as protection.
All right, leave it to me to start a fight in a happy home. All
right. We have many conversations about this. Jeff, as he'll tell you, he uses the white bubble. He grounds himself.
Right.
Whereas with me, I kind of go in just angry and determined and just ready to kind of do battle. So, yeah, we kind of disagree on that.
Yeah, because of the fact that I allow the spirits to channel through me and give a message, I need to vibrate down on their level. So I'll put myself in a white bubble of white, bright light.
Right.
But I'll also ground myself so that I bring myself down and connect. And to me and my spirit guide and the archangels and everyone else actually helps to protect me as well. That way I don't pick up on anything or I don't bring anything back out of the clearing with me.
So when you go out to do your clearings, you bring as much protection and firepower as you can.
Oh, absolutely, because I make myself vulnerable to being attached to myself.
Let me ask you this: and I don't know if this is all Hollywood, if it's all media hype, but For example, movies like The Exorcist, the Amityville Horror, how close to reality are these type of movies?
Well, your head's not going to spin around, for one.
We haven't seen that as of yet.
As of yet.
The change in the voice, you can see it in people's eyes, and the absolutely incredible strength that can be exerted by one person is phenomenal. We had 5 people that were holding one gentleman down, and I was holding one arm of his, and he was throwing me off like I wasn't even there.
Unreal.
And he was sitting in a chair. It took 5 of us just to hold him down.
Have you seen people levitate? Is there actually a change in the temperature within the room? Are there those foul odors that
Absolutely.
Really?
Not levitate.
No, not the levitation part.
No, but the foul odor, yes.
And it's not so much a change in temperature in the room, but it's a change in pressure in the room. It's a feeling that everyone can feel, and it's just a pressure.
What causes that change in pressure?
The energy of the spirits. Once we remove the spirits, there's less pressure. It seems lighter. It's easier to breathe. It seems brighter. Everything. It just totally changes the pressure in the room.
Which goes back to that vibration.
Right. Now, do these spirits identify themselves to you? Do you ever come across the same spirit in more than one case that you've worked on?
No. And the reason why is because one of my gifts is to open up the light. So when I open up the light, I have full view of exactly who is going through the light. So if I say that, George is in the light, I close it after him. He's gone. He cannot come back. And then the dark and the demonic entities, I actually open up a different door which they go into, and they are unable to come back because we close that vortex up also. And it works very, very well. Knock on wood, we've always been successful up to this date.
How effective are crucifixes and holy water when it comes to a clearing?
Not
It really just upsets the spirit.
Yeah.
It makes them angry.
Why?
Because you're invading their space.
Oh, I see.
It's sort of like if you're sitting in your studio like you are right now and somebody throwing a skunk in there.
It's happened.
You wouldn't be very happy.
It's happened, but we tell the producer to get back to his side of the room. That's all. Yeah, but no. But I understand what you're saying, and you're right. And I understand that. But what's the difference between using holy water and crucifixes to the techniques that you use? Don't the spirits get upset as well?
You know what I think it is? I think that the crucifix has such beautiful positive energy over centuries affiliated with it. So it's like when I go into a clearing, I know I'm going to be successful because I won't stop until I am. And I think it's the same thing. I think if someone is holding a crucifix and they truly believe that they have the power to cast this demon out, then who's to say that that won't work? And that's really how I feel about it.
See, now how I feel about that is that once it's very well likely that they could be successful in casting that demon out, but the demon might just go next door.
Yes. Whereas
it'll get out of their house and just go to somebody else's.
And I have to say, that did happen 15 years ago, our very first exorcism.
It did.
When I walked out of that house vomiting, my guide said to me, "Okay, Betty, you guys were successful. Now what? Where did it go?" And I thought, oh, my God, what have we done? And this is how we came up with different techniques to make sure that these demonic entities, that these dark entities can never, ever go and hurt another person again.
That's right.
But there's so many of them. I mean, it's mind-boggling.
So, but getting back to the crucifix and the holy water, it puts a little too much religion into it. And we've dealt with a lot of different religions.
Yes.
Working a lot with the East Indian people and with Sikh people. Catholic people, Oriental people, Buddhist, things like that. We've dealt with so many different religions that we feel that to use a cross, not that it would invade them, but really it has nothing to do with religion.
It has nothing to do with God, nothing to do with religion.
So our view is that the tools that other people may choose to use, that's great.
Yes.
But we choose not to use them because we feel it really has nothing to do with religion.
So what
It's
you're
the
doing is
spirit
you're
world.
being respectful to the people that you're clearing as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that. You and I have to take a commercial break. Betty and Jeff, please stand by. Exo Nation, Betty and Jeff from Ghost Eliminators in Niagara, our special guests this hour. Their website, www.healing-crystals.ca. That's www.healing-crystals.ca. And we'll be back on the other side of the news as we continue right here in the X Zone with yours truly, Rob McConnell. Don't go away.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies,
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows,
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
Exo Nation, Betty and Jeff from Ghost Eliminators in St. Catharines are our very special guests. www.healing-crystals.ca. That's www.healing-crystals.ca. Betty, before we went to the news, you were telling us about your first exorcism or your first clearing and you know, how you felt afterwards. What was it like when you realized that you, Betty, had brought this troubled person to peace and you were able to take the spirit and put the spirit on the other side of the white light?
Well, you know, it definitely is extremely fulfilling. I think as human beings, we all want to, you know, do our purpose and leave our mark on this earth. And, you know, like you said before, just helping one person at a time, it's like nothing else in this world, you know?
What was your most, I don't know if this is the right word, so please forgive me if I get the word wrong. What was your most thrilling case that you worked on?
You know, I have to say, it was more recent. It was a couple of months ago. This 9-year-old boy, and he was autistic, and he was seeing spirit. And his mother asked us to come in just to, you know, see what was going on and kind of confirm if it was spiritual. And he was just so amazing and so gifted. And now what he does is he will have his mother call us. He doesn't call me. He doesn't know what we're doing. But he'll have his mother call us and say, oh, tell Betty that the clearing they're doing tomorrow is going to have 3 dark entities and for them to be careful. And he's always right. It's just absolutely amazing to me.
Sounds like the young man is very gifted.
Oh, extremely. 9 years old.
She has a soft spot for kids, that's for sure. Especially when they open up and tell about their gifts and they're not trying to hide it and not afraid of it.
I was just going to ask you, Jeff, if children are more susceptible to seeing both good as well as the darker spirits that are around.
Well, kids are very more open to it, and a lot of times they'll be talking about their imaginary friends or whatnot, and it could very well be their spirit guides, and
Right.
people just sort of pass it off as being an imaginary friend because they're not causing any problems. But then there'll be cases where there's like the autistic kids where they'll start almost being violent and stuff, and they'll be saying, oh, because so-and-so told me to, and things like that, where they're actually seeing these darks and they're being influenced because there is an imbalance and there is an issue somewhere where there's something not firing properly, and they will be influenced by these things. So it's really sad when you see those sort of things, but it's nice when you see the outcome if you can actually get them to learn and understand how to control it and do it properly.
Where do guardian angels fit into the entire realm of spirits, ghosts, and entities?
Yeah, I unfortunately, I am not one of these mediums that has the privilege to receive message from the other side. I've always only been able to communicate with spirit that is stuck and vibrating low. So I haven't had that privilege to have that in my life, unfortunately.
No, I've had enough car accidents and things of that nature to make me believe that there are such things as guardian angels, but as far as contacting or talking to them, I have no way of doing that as well. There are people out there that can communicate with angels.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately,
it's not us.
Not our thing, no.
In your experience, have you found that women or men are more susceptible to spiritual attachment, or
now both?
Really, eh?
It's probably equal.
Yeah. When I see an attachment, it's almost like a black fog behind the person.
Yes.
Transparent. So it's not like I'm seeing a shadow or like a figure. It's almost like a tail of a comet, if I could use that analogy. And that's how it looks to me.
Interesting.
And I have to rely on her to see them, and I can sometimes feel them, but not as well as what she can identify with when she spots them. And then I ask them to channel through me. So,
do spirits know that you can see them and that you're very much aware of their presence?
Oh, definitely.
I think so, because they always seem to pick the person that is the most open. So my guide has said to me on occasion that spirit can read it in our aura. So I think so.
What's the difference?
Sorry.
No. I was just going to ask Betty. What's the difference, Betty, between a spirit and a guide?
Oh, tons. Our guides are actually people who have lived on the earth at least once.
Right.
But on the other side, they have special training. That's the only way I can describe it. And they are with us before we come into the womb, and they actually stay with us after we die. Now, when we step out of our bodies, my guide says that they're not always there. We have to call them. But if we're not in communication with them, or if we just don't know about spirit guides, then once we cross through the light, we go to a place where we can view our life and just see if we were successful in what we wanted to learn and experience here. And they are standing right beside us. After we do that viewing of our life, then that's when we will separate, or else we will live another life together, and maybe I'll be his spirit guide next time.
It almost sounds like the tunnel that people have reported and the life review that people have reported who have had near-death experiences.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
The tunnel would be the light that we speak
of.
And when you pass away, the light is there. Sometimes you might have to turn and look and maybe try to find it a little bit, but it'll be there for about 2 weeks or so.
Right.
And that'll give you time to see your family, your funeral, da-da-da-da-da-da. But after that 2 weeks, that light starts to dim and go away.
Yes, it starts to pulsate and go away.
And that's when the spirits, the white light people, get stuck on the astral plane. The astral plane's a nasty, dark, kind of hideous place.
Yeah, I've been there once.
And what they need to do is either go and hitchhike on somebody else's light who has passed, which is like a hospital is a good example, or
Right.
a funeral home, and they can hitchhike on somebody else's light, or somebody like Betty can actually open the light for them.
And we can all open the light. It's not that, I'm special. It's just when I was very young, I had these spirits coming to me, and so my guide had to help me because I was losing it. And so he said, you have a light that they need, and he showed me how to do it. And it's quite easy, and me and Jeff, we teach people. We have workshops, and we teach people how to do this because both of us feel that there is so many spirits on the astral plane that we just cannot do this by ourselves. So we love the fact that people are excited and that they want to help spirit, and we will do everything we can to share our knowledge with them because we need the help.
I understand that you give workshops, and one of my questions to you, and I'll ask you, Betty, how long does it actually take you to teach someone to do this? So that they can help you.
Well, I've kind of set up the workshops where it would start with like a development. So I would explain. There's a lot of things that you have to know, and I'll give you an example. When people think that you see spirit, they think that it's always like if I was looking at you, if we were having a conversation. Well, that's just not true. A lot of times mediums will say that they only see the head, or they only see the feet, or they only see the middle of the body, or they see an orb or an outside line of a figure. It's really different for everybody, but it's very, very rare that you will see a spirit that is complete figure solid. Now, when I open up the light, I do see them like that, but it's so bright. And the closer they get to the light, the less I can see them. But when they first step in front of me, I have a good view of them. But I'm sorry, I lost what I was saying. What was I saying?
Your view of people when they go into the light, what you're trying to say.
The workshops.
Yeah.
The workshops, yes. So it would start with that. Like, that's just an example of a misconception.
I see.
Yeah.
So really, there's no quick fix.
No.
You know what? And you know what? I appreciate that because I don't think that anyone can just take an over-the-weekend course and become a ghostbuster or a medium or a spiritualist. But
no, it took me 30 years.
My heavens.
And I'm still learning.
You know what? I believe that life is a learning process, that from the moment you're conceived, you start to learn, and it's only until you pass off this realm of reality that you stop learning. You don't stop learning, period. You just stop learning on this realm because I believe that, that life is like, let me just give you a scenario. My idea of existence or life is if we were to have an entire big library filled with books, and each lifetime is one book in that library.
Beautiful.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Now that I've got it, what do I do with it?
That's quite a responsibility, isn't it?
I think we all have the responsibility, and I think that that throughout time, throughout the different philosophies and religious philosophies, we've been given this responsibility. And, in the Bible it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And in karma, what goes around comes around. Like, we've been getting these lessons from the very beginning, but why does it take some people so damn long to get the simplest messages?
Well, they seem to think it's too much effort.
And it is. I mean, it's a big undertaking. I can't tell you, Rob, how many times that I've wanted to quit. I just can't even tell you how many. I mean, after I do a clearing, I am non-functional for 2 days.
Wow.
There are things that I don't share with people because, it's my cross that I have to carry.
Yeah. Where do you see
You're pretty drained.
I would imagine that you expel a lot of energy and as well as a lot of emotions. And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, and once again, this comes to the point that we were discussing before, that you have to protect yourself because at this very time you're very vulnerable.
Uh-huh. And usually, as Betty was saying, I mean, after that first thing, the clearing we did, she was throwing up and she was quite messed up for a few days. There was a clearing not too long ago out in Woodbridge where she was touched by a demon. And the same thing basically happened. For 2 weeks, we had to cancel everything. She couldn't do anything. She wouldn't do any clearings, any readings, anything.
Nothing. I was down for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, because energetically she just didn't feel confident enough to get back in the saddle and get going. So,
I had to call in some medium friends. I had to call in healers, and they worked on me, and God bless them, because I didn't think I was going to make it. I honestly didn't.
Usually I'm extremely tired, and I'll just come home and have a nap.
I would imagine that each one of both you, recover in your own ways.
Mm-hmm.
See, people don't understand how utterly dangerous this work is. And that's why I do the workshops, and I share every bit of knowledge that I can, because I don't want people to go through what me and Jeff have gone through for the past 15 years.
Like, you'll have people that'll read a book on spirits and stuff, and they'll go to their house and they'll start throwing the holy water around or doing the sage and stuff like that, and then they'll get attacked. And then they might be attached, and then they leave the house, and the people, and they might joke and laugh about it, but then that person turns into somebody totally different after the fact, and it's just the fact that they're the inexperience and the danger of it. They just don't know what they're getting into.
I think that what has happened over the years is that the media has taken paranormal or ghost hunting, spirituality, whatever you want to call it, to a level that it should not be at. It's not it's not a game, it's not entertainment. It's very real.
It is very real. It gets glorified on TV because it's more exciting to watch when chairs go flying and things like that, but it's really energetically and emotionally, that's the biggest part of it.
Jeff and Betty, please stand by. You and I have to take our final break. X-Zone Nation, Jeff and Betty from Ghost Eliminators in St. Catharines, Ontario. Their website is www.healing-crystals.ca. That's www.healing-crystals.ca. And we'll be back on the other side of this break. Don't go away.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Hello, I'm Pete Marsh. With my daughter Justina, we will be presenting the new radio show, Too Good to Be True. If something seems too good to be true, it usually is. But with the help of Justina's amazing gifts, we're going to gain insight into questions that don't yet have complete answers. Have you wondered who built Stonehenge and for what reason? Why are crop circles found in the same region as Stonehenge and elsewhere? Are crop circles a hoax, or are they created with technologies that we have little knowledge of? Who built the pyramids in Egypt and also in other countries? How and why were they built? Was the Titanic switched with the Britannic as part of a gigantic insurance fraud, or for more insidious reasons? What caused the Tunguska event when trees were flattened over an 800 square mile area in Siberia? Will the new insights be too good to be true? Well, that will depend on what you are prepared to believe. Please join us as we start on this journey together. For more information on Too Good to Be True, visit www.xzbn.net.
Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies.
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows.
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well, now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
Betty and Jeff from Ghost Eliminators are our guests this hour. First of all, guys, thanks very much for joining us. It's been a great pleasure talking to you, and I can't wait for the next time you're with us here on the X Zone.
Thank you,
for
Rob.
having us.
Listen, Betty, frauds in the world of the paranormal are running rampant. What advice do you have for people when it comes to those who are anything less than scrupulous that call themselves Ghostbusters, paranormal investigators, parapsychologists, psychics, who really aren't?
It's unfortunate, but it does happen, and it's happening a lot lately. I always try to tell people, just look within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're all so intuitive. You know what you see, if it's real or not. Listen to your intuition.
Like anybody can really come into your house with a bunch of electronic gadgets and do a bunch of meter and number readings and say this and say that. But we use none of that kind of thing. We use a digital camera to catch pictures of orbs, hopefully, and things, any apparitions or anything that we can hopefully catch. But the biggest thing is that it has, like Betty said, it has to ring true to you. So if you see a psychic on the internet and you can't even speak to them,
yeah, that
if they
happens.
all they have is for this much, for a session at this long, pay this much, for a session this long, pay this much, and if you need a clearing, pay this much, and you haven't even spoken to the person.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
There's no communication. There's no one-on-one. There's no anything.
And if I could say one thing, nobody can do spirit removal long distance. Not a shaman, not a medium, not a psychic.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can do it long distance. And this is happening a lot on the internet.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't understand, and I'm glad you brought that up, where people are, there are these call-in, the 1-800 numbers that you call in, this person is going to do this, that, and the other thing for you, and I've never understood how it could be done, and whenever I've asked these people how they do it, they usually hang up the phone on me.
Yeah, so rightfully so, yep.
Yeah, you need to actually be in the premises of where the spirit is. On some occasions, we've had people come up from the States, New York. We've dealt with gentlemen in Missouri, things like that, where they'll come to us,
Mm-hmm.
and the attachment will come with them.
Wow, I've also been told I've also been told that people who go to auctions and flea markets can actually buy furniture or articles that have attachments on them and bring them into their house.
This is true.
It is
yes. Yeah, this is true.
My goodness.
But a lot of those spirits are good spirits. They're just attached to the furniture. And those are what we call white spirits, which are very easy to cross over. Just by talking to them and explaining to them that they should be with God rather than where they are, usually will do the trick.
Once again, time goes by so fast when you're having fun. This has been a very fast hour. Jeff and Betty, I want to thank you ever so much for joining us, and I look forward to the next time that you're with us, because we still have so much to talk about. I'd love to hear about some of the cases that you work on, as well as, Betty, get to know what you teach in your workshops. So until the next time we do meet, my friends, I want to thank you very much for joining us tonight, and quickly let our listeners know how they can find out more about you.
Oh, you can go to the website, www.healing-crystals.ca. You can go on meetup.com, and you can check Healing the Body with the Meridians. That's
Super.
one of our workshops that we do, but all the other workshops are listed there as well.
And give the phone number too, Jeff.
Oh, and their phone number, 905-685-7256.
Guys, we have to run for tonight. Take care of yourselves. Nice talking to you, and Exo Nation, that's healing-crystals.ca.